as you people can see now, I know how to drive the machine and I know how to maintain. So I'm not going to keep this knowledge with me. I'm going to transfer it to our people in South Sudan. Thank you for the people who helping me to reach up to this place here, and for those technicians who taught me about this machine. Thank you, Lord. Can I start? So, this is a corn harvester produced by Japan. So this machine here, we are now going to transport it to Juba. The whole machine cannot fix in the container to be exported to South Sudan. So there is a must for us to reduce some parts out so that the machine can be fixed in the container. So we have three main parts here. We need to remove them out. First of all, we are going to start with the cap. The cap must be removed out, and the corn box and some parts of the corn box need to be removed out. So before that one, there is a must for us to reduce some of the parts and disconnect some of the electricity parts. So this is how the machine looks like. So now, before we remove everything out, we must also put the machine off and start disconnecting or removing some parts from the machine. So before all that, wait. Before all that, we need to open the door. Here we have something of 7 bolts. 1, 2 is inside, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those bolts need to be removed out. So we cannot start from the bolts, but we have a main part there. Need to be disconnected first, which is the main clutch. So we can go and see how it look like. We need to disconnect this part here out. We disconnect from here, and we remove it out. After that, we have the air filter. The air filter must also be removed out to avoid damaging. After that one, we have the toolbox which is connected. This one here, as you can see there, it is connected to the cap. It must be removed out, and this light here needs to be disconnected. After that one, we remove the part out. After and tied all the bolts out. After that one, we will bring our crane to remove the cap out. This is before it has been removed. Now it is now ready. We have removed it out. As you can see, it is now down here. Look like this one. This is the first step. The second step, we need to remove the corn box. This is the corn box. As you can see, the corn will be here, then upload out the trailer. So before we remove this one, there is a balls here need to be removed out. As you can come and see, these balls here need to be removed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and others are here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. need to be removed out, and we need to also disconnect this one here. But before we disconnect this one here, there is a main sensitive part here. Need to be removed out. This one for the hydraulic. We need to disconnect them. There is another one on the other side. Need to be removed out. After that, we can take this part out using the crane. After we remove this part out, the machine will look like this one. This is how the machine will look like after removing all this part out. And after you remove all this thing out, the oil will be leaked from this place, so it need to be covered here. On the other side there, need to be covered. And also here, after we remove this one here also, the oil will be come out, so it need to be also covered to avoid leaking. This one we call it cone box. So the reason why we tie this thing here, because when you put it in the ship, it cannot shake, because if this one is shaking, it will damage this one here. So this is the reason why we tied it like this one. So the third step, we are going to remove some part of the transporter. This is how the transporter looks like. The whole transporter looks like. So we need to reduce some part out. Before we reduce some part out, the first step we must remove this part here. This part needs to be removed first. And secondly, this chain here need to be removed also out. After that one, we can come on and tie some bolts there to reduce this part here out. But before that one, there is a chain which is transporting the cone from the cutting hider to the transporter. So that chain also need to be tied properly to avoid damaging. So we have something of eight. Something of the 8 bolts need to be untied. This one here. You need to untie them all, then remove this part. Inside, you will get chain. We need to untie them first down, the other side, then we can disconnect the chain. So in the chain, there is something of 4 pins need to be removed out. So you cannot remove the pins before you tie the chain down, because if you remove the pins first, the chain will all go down. So to refix it again, it's going to be a problem. So you must be careful. You untie the chain first, because it is heavy and very fast to go down. After that one, after you tie them down, then you can bring your crane to come and lift the parts of the transporter out. After that one person will go down, because the chain will be going down slowly. After that one, after you remove the parts of the harvester out, you come and retake the chain back to its place. So one person cannot do that one. If you need 2 or 3 people to be in that process. One person will lie down under the machine and start to push the chain slowly, because it is heavy. And the one person will just pull it one by one, until it reaches to this step here, as you can see. This is how they can tie the chain to be like this one. After this, the machine is ready to be fix in the container. So after remove all the parts out, you need to also to cover it with some nylon, as you can see down here. Now this part are already covered with the nylon. This one here is the chain that we have removed it from the other side, and the other part is already here. Now the machine will look like this one. This is how the machine will look like. Now it is ready to be fixed in the container to be transported to South Sudan. This is how you can deal with the moving parts of the machine. Thank you.
Start.
Okay. This is the corn harvester. So I'm here to tell you about the parts of the machine. This part here, we call it cutting header. And this part, this down here, we call it chopper. And the box there, we call it corn box. Then the upper part, we call it transporter. Because it is one transporting the corn from the cutting header to the corn box. So before all that, this machine is a 4YZ3. There are many types of the machine, but this one is only for cutting or for harvesting the corn. This is about the general part of the machine. So how it works, I will tell you later after I get into the machine and some other parts of how to drive it. So I'll now get into the machine.
Yeah.
Here, this is the step for driving the machine. The machine has 3 gears, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, and back. Here, before we start the machine, you must make sure from the back here the switch is already on, because if you don't put the switch on, the machine cannot start. This is where you can start the machine. Now like this one, if you start the machine, it cannot work. You must press this one down first, like this one. Now the machine is ready to be start. Here we have the speed. When we are taking this thing on the other side, the machine will move faster. This side, the machine will move slowly. And this one here for lifting, the cutting header. When we are taking it to that side, it will come down. When we are bringing it to this side here, it will come up. This one here for the corn box, as you can see at the back there. This one, it will offload, and this one, it will come back. And this one here for the chopper, which is down there, as I told you before. Like this one, it will come down, and this one, it will come up. When you are driving on the road, you must put the chopper to be up to avoid knocking. But when you are in the field harvesting, the chopper must be down to start its work, as it can cut and smash the leftover or the stock. This one here is the brake hand. Here is the brake hand. This one is the hand accelerator. This one and this one, they have the same function, but you cannot use them at once. Either use this one or this one. Here is the brake, and here is the clutch. Here we have the main gear. Here we have the main gear, which is controlling the whole parts of the machine. And you must be careful when using it. You must put fire or accelerator to avoid damaging the belt down there. In case of any fire, this is the fire extinguisher. We can use it for putting the fire off. Now I'm going to start the machine. There is a very important things before we start the machine. So when you are going to start the machine, you must press the horn 2 or 3 times for the safety of the other people, because this machine, it has a lot of things which can cut somebody's hands. So to avoid such kind of things, you must be careful. After all this, now we are going to start the machine. And after that one, you can switch from here. So there is a very important part here. You must be careful about it. This main gear, the main clutch, is supposed to be inside here, not to be outside like this one. After you finish the work, you must put it in this right way. Because if you leave it in this place here, if you try to start the machine cannot start because of this thing here. So you will get confused what's wrong with machine, with my machine. So you need to be careful. You put it in this right place here. That's all. And there is another part also down there. After you stop the machine, you must lock it so that somebody cannot come and start your machine anyhow. And before that one, also if you want to start the machine, you must put it on so that you can start your machine. So we are now going to see that part. Okay. Yeah. So for you to put this part here off or on, first of all you must remove this cover. This is the switch here. Now like this one is on. You can start the machine normally. But after you finish your work, you must put it off like this one, so that somebody cannot come and start the machine anyhow. So there is important things here we need to be careful about it for the machine to work well. It's dealing with some maintenance. After you work, you must keep the machine to work also well for the next day. So there is some parts here we need to make some maintenance for it. Here we have the cutting hider. This we call it cutting hider. And this one we call it a divider. This one is a divider and divider. Before we untie this part here, there's a chain and other parts need to be lubricated, giving oil. So we cannot give it like this one because the part is already covered with this part here. So we must remove it out first. So these four dividers, they have different spots. This one has one, this one has one, this one has 7 spots. This one has 1. So I'm going to show how to adjust by tightening it. After you untie, you can remove this one. For cutting the corn. So you must make sure this part here must not be together like this one here. They must be like this one. One in the middle, one in the middle. Not to be two like this one. And it must not be too tight. It must be a bit flexible for good working. How to adjust this part here, the chain. Here we have, after removing that part out, now we are going to adjust the chain to make a good harvest of the corn. So at first we have here 4 balls. 1, 2, 3, 4. We must untie them first. After that one, we have another balls here. we need to untie this bolt here to make the chain to be relaxed or to be loosey. After that one, you can adjust the chain to be properly. As I told you before that, the chain must not be together like this one. One must be in the middle, two here, like that one. Like this one, it is not good. So this is the reason why we are going to adjust this one here. So we are going to adjust this one by lifting this one this side. So this chain will come up to this place here, and this one will come here, and the rest. If it is not equally, we must hit this side here to make it to be straight. After we adjust all the things, we must untie the bolts or the nuts back to its place properly to avoid damaging of the chain. There is another part also here for cutting. During the harvest, the more wider, the more you harvest good. And the adjustment must be according to the size of the cone. Let us assume this is a cone or the cobs. This part here must be a bit smaller, not too small, but just wider than the size of the cone. Not to be too big and too small to have a good harvest. And here also the two holes which is down here also need to be adjusted properly for a good harvest. When you harvest the cone, if it starts to cut from here, means there's a problem. You need to adjust it again. It must be cut from here, here, there, then going to the transporter. And another part also for making the machine to work well, we have some places here need to be lubricated or to be given oil. As you can see here, we have one. Here is 2. Here 3, 4, 5, 6. There. And other parts is also there, as you can see. One is there, 2, then 3. There, then 4. Have it 4. Here. These are the parts here. One is here, 2, 3, 4, then 5 there. And the other part to be lubricated is here. We have 2 parts here. One is here, and the other one is also we have 2 parts to be giving oil. One up and one is down. And also there is another important part here. Here you can keep also oil. 1 a year. Protect the system to be good. And also some parts is down here need also oil. This one here, 1, and there is 2 parts here also need to be given oil. Here we also can give oil, and also there is some part also here you need to give it also. And also here we need to give it also, and the 2 two parts is also here up here. The other one is here. And also we have this one here. We need to give also, and the other side also. This part here also need to be given also, and the other one here also need to be given oil, so to keep the machine to work well. This one also, there's a part here need to be given also oil to make it run well.
Okay. Details we can see in the netbook.
Concerning the details of after how long can we give the oil, these parts here there are many, but we have a record for when to give the oil, and that's all. We also have some parts here for adjustment of the belt. So if you want to adjust the belt, so about the power, this is where the power comes from here. Come here, then down, then to the header. So we have here the belt. This belt must be tight. If it is flexible or loosey, you must adjust it to make it too tight, so that the system can run properly. So how can you adjust? So we have this part here, this yellow part here. First of all, we need to untie this nut here to tight the belt to be very tight. After that one, we can tight it back. You must check the belt to be tight properly, because if it is loosey, the machine cannot run well. Also to keep the hydraulic system to be good. And second thing about the main clutch here, if it is loosey, it's not good. It must be not too tight, just to be flexible. We need to adjust it from here. This part here need to be untied, and someone will try to use it there. If it's good, and will tell you. If still having a problem, you can come and open this part here. Open this part here, there is a ring inside. The more you go clockwise, the more you make the main clutch to be tight, and the more you go anti-clockwise, it must be loose. So this is the part where you can adjust the main clutch. Concerning the gear oil here, as you can see, there is a leakage down. This is normal, so don't get worried about it. If the oil is not leaking, means the oil here is lower, so you need to add more oil here. So this is the place where you can add the oil. You open this one. After opening this part here, there is another part also here need to be open. You must untie this bolt out, then you add the oil here. If the oil is leaking from here, means it is now full, so you can untie this one and this one back to its place. So from here, we also have another part on the other side. You can explain more about it. So here here, this is our engine. So to check the engine oil, this is where you can check our engine oil from here. This one here is to show that the oil is okay. When the oil is a bit down, it will show you also here, so that there is a need for you to add the engine oil. And also here there is a part need to be add also oil, which is there. You open and you add the oil, and you open this part here. If the oil is leaking, means that the container is full, so you can untie this part here, then you close that side. And here, this is a container for the hydraulic oil. Once you fill the container full, there is no need for you to change it, because it is a recycle system. It goes from here down there, then back again, must get in, so there is no need for you to change it. Secondly, concerning the calculator here, this is where you can change some other things here also. Need to be clean. So this is calculator, you can
Okay.
Now this is how you can remove this part out to clean this part here from the dust, because the more you work, the more dust comes into this part here. So you can use the air compressor, the one we use it for putting the air on. So you can use it here to clean this part, keep clean, to avoid damaging the machine. So this is the part that you can clean. So there is a very sensitive part also here. We call it air filter. So it also need to be clean. So before that one, you must open this part here. This one out first. Secondly, you come and open this part here. And here you can also get a nut here. You can untie this one. Be careful, the nut cannot fall down. After this, we got to remove this part. After this one, you can just clean it with the air compressor to be clean. And also, you clean this part here also. You untie this one, remove it out. You also clean it to be very clean. Then you return it back to its original place. Going to the end of our lesson here about this machine. The last point about this machine, after you harvest all the corns, you need to pack the machine. but you cannot just pack it when the cutting header is up and the chopper is up. We need to put the chopper to be down and the cutting header need to be down to protect the hydraulic system. This is one. Secondly, after you work, you need to give oil to protect the machine to work well. And thirdly, when you are working, you must make sure there is no people who are moving around and others are trying to hide this machine, because it is very dangerous for the safety of the other people. You must make sure people are very far from the machine. And also, when you are driving back, there is a sound for the machine. So that sound will tell the people that you must stay away from the machine and now driving back. As you can hear, the sound means stay away from driving back. So you must be careful about that. And also there is another important part here. You must be also careful about it. During the harvest, when you are harvesting, the more you harvest, the more you get dust coming in this side here on the machine here, this part here. As you can see, this part here, which is covered with the nylon, you must remove them out. The more you work, the more they fall down, then you must remove them all out, because if you just keep them here, it will set fire. So you have to be careful. The more you work, the more you check and remove all those parts out for the safety of the machine and yourself also. That's the end. Thank you.